Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, May 26. I'm Giovanni Dennis with the Midday News. A special welcome if you're joining us online at onespotmedia.com. We begin with news of a disturbing trend in central Jamaica where there's been an increase in the number of children who've attempted suicide over the past year. The Southern Regional Health Authority pointed to cases in Manchester, St. Elizabeth and Clarendon. Codian Barrett has the details.
I'm sad because mommy had to work all day and I was alone at home.
With over 70 children attempting suicide over the last year and 3 by children aged 13 and 14 in the last 2 weeks, psychiatrist for the Southern Regional Health Authority, Dr. Dorothy Garvey, says it's a cry for help. She's calling on parents and adults to heed the warning signs.
When your child tells you something, I'd like you to believe them, first of all. We can establish what is the actual fact later on. But let us believe them. Let us pass on to the child that what they're saying is important and we want to hear. When you do that, the child will be encouraged to say more. And you reassure the child that you will do everything in your power to keep them safe. You will get whatever help is needed.
The mother of one of the teens who attempted suicide shared what led her daughter to that point.
It's because the way how the father treated us. The father is get abusive, and the father beat me up in front of her. And one of the time when he's beating me, she tell him, say, no daddy, no daddy. He get up and he said, no daddy, no. I kill me, I go kill her.
And according to guidance counselor and psychologist Althea Francis, witnessing abuse coupled with the COVID-19 pandemic, which has seen more children staying home, can increase their stress levels.
We are going to encourage our children to reach out to their guidance counselors, reach out to their responsible peers, and if possible, speak with your parents, speak with an adult who you can trust and who you know cares about you. Don't let it reach a point where you will break and want to take your own life.
If you or anyone you know is having suicidal thoughts, please contact the Ministry of Health at 888-1-LOVE-5683 or the Mental Health Line at 888-NEW-LIFE 639-5433. Codian Barrett, TVJ News.
In the meantime, former senior medical officer at the Savannah Lamar Hospital in Westmoreland, Dr. Alfred Dawes, is bemoaning the challenges in conducting background checks when recruiting healthcare staff. Speaking on TVJ's Smile Jamaica this morning, Dr. Dawes explained that it is difficult to screen for persons with deviant behavior. His comment follows reports of a 15-year-old girl who alleges she was sexually molested by a male nursing assistant at the Noel Holmes Hospital in Hanover.
The truth is that even when you have persons who may show tendencies, do you know when they're really going to cross the line? That's one of the issues.
The 15-year-old girl had expressed disappointment that her daughter was left in a room with a male nurse alone. Dr. Dawes says the ideal scenario would be to have 2 doctors attending to a patient, especially a female minor. However, overcrowding coupled with limited staff makes it difficult.
When you have a crowded hospital, that ideal scenario may not take place, but at least one should at least report to the seniors, the nurses on the ward, that they are going to see a patient, and if they're going to be doing a procedure that might be invasive, then it wouldn't necessarily mean that they would need someone to accompany them. But if someone sets out to commit a crime.
To a TVJ News follow-up now, the police are trying to ascertain whether the quadruple shooting in Gordontown, St. Andrew Tuesday night is linked to the murder of a man in the community last Friday. 2 of the 4 people shot have died. Kalisha Williams visited the area and filed this report.
This is where the incident happened. Behind me is a pool of blood, which helped to paint the grim picture of what happened here Tuesday evening. Now, residents told me they're quite shaken up by the incident.
It's really a sad story. It make me can't sleep. It make me hungry. It make me feel like, you know, I don't even know what to tell you. It's like it's a different world we're living in now, different time, everything. And I don't believe this thing should happen like this.
While the residents were tight-lipped about how the incident unfolded, head of the police corporate communications unit, Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, explained what happened.
Sometime after 5 yesterday evening, a group of persons were gathered at a location in Gordontown. We understand somewhere close to where they have the breakaway, where one of the deceased operates a stall. So persons were there. And whilst there, a group of men, we understand, came up and fired at them. At the end of the shooting, 4 persons received gunshot. One, we understand, died on location. The other died was undergoing treatment.
Now, the victims have been identified as 27-year-old Raymond Palmer, otherwise called Raggy, and 30-year-old Demar Foster, otherwise called Demi.
Demar Foster, he is someone that has been in police notice. Up to recently, they carried out operations in search of him. Early in the investigation, they believed that he could have been the primary target of the attack. The other is an associate. So they are currently doing the victimology and looking at the profiles of these individuals who were injured.
Now, the police say in recent times, they have seen a resurgence of violent crimes in the community.
So persons need to share whatever information that they have, whether they are seeing strange persons coming in the community, whether they are receiving threats. It's very important that if persons are threatened, then they should report it to the police so that we can intervene.
There are no suspects so far, but as the police try to establish a motive, they are trying to see whether the incident is linked to the shooting death of Gladstone Walker in the community on Friday.
But it's very early in the investigation, so whereas they have some leads that they are following, they don't want to speculate, they want to check some more. So in my last conversation now, they will be looking over all of the information that they have and all the evidence that they have uncovered so far to determine if they are closer to having a breakthrough in this matter.
And it's now time for a break here on the Midday News, but please stay with us. We'll have much more when you return. Welcome back. We're continuing the news.